Welcome back to
Presence and Practice.
I don't know, we're figuring that kind of stuff out. But we've got a story. This is Life in the Kingdom with John and Sungshim. That's kind of what it is.
Cool. I like that. Did you just come up with that?
I just came up with it. We just said a prayer that Jesus help us to reveal life in the kingdom. So that's our prayer. So today, Sungshim was working here on this table. And where she was sitting earlier, I found these two cups.
So what's wrong with that? It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I
like both of these cups.
Yes.
But they're basically done. Over there, one on top of the Wi-Fi router, or like whatever, and then this was on the no, they need to know details. Okay. It tells a good story. So they were over there where you were sitting, and then you had moved over here, and then I walked in to where we are, and I said, Sungshim, what am I, your slave? Now, why would I say such a rude thing to you, honey? That's just plain rude. Cause go ahead. Why?
And then we are laughing because of the comment that he said that why you think that I'm your slave cleaning this cups?
I didn't talk like that, but anyway.
Okay, so goes back. We've been married 17 years.
17 years.
And then the very first year when we are fighting way more than right now.
It was a common occurrence.
And then I often see these types of water glass in the bathroom. Okay, so John, no, don't talk. It's my turn. So this kind of cup, he gets the water glass, thinking that he would drink the water.
I did.
While taking a shower. And then he left it on the, ledge or something right there. And he left it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then those things, that glass.
They're thinking, that's dangerous. It was that much. No, that's not, you weren't worried about that.
No, I'm thinking, why you left that glass over there? You think that I'm your slave? You think that I would just clean after you? That's not marriage. And then that's how we ended up having a lot of fights around that.
You literally said, what do you think, I'm your slave?
Yeah, I said that.
I never thought of Sungshim as my slave whatsoever.
But the action...
So you interpreted me leaving it there as, oh, my wife will clean it, she's my slave. No, I didn't. I sincerely just forgot it.
I am that submissive Asian woman who just...
Not so whatsoever.
After husbands whatever
and I don't
stuff.
Want you to be, but you're not. So, and I think everyone here knows it.
So I know, why we talk about these things. So 17 years later, John now pick up my glass and then jokes about.
What do you think, I'm your slave?
And then we are laughing because that didn't have any grounding back then, but that was so real in my mind, in my heart, and in my really body. It was a visceral sensation that I'm not your slave. I'm not gonna let you treat me like that. It just takes me back to my unmetabolized pain because I watch my mom cleaning after dad. Not anymore, but it was very typical of Korean culture. The female, the wives, clean after the man, and that was very wonderful thing. We consider it's a good thing. Maybe it's not anymore. So then I had that not only in my family culture, there's this bigger system, the Korean culture, and all these things affected me. And in this video, what we wanted to kind of take a moment to pause and maybe glean some wisdom from what we study and what we lived out is that when we have those unmetabolized pain, somehow it show up.
Yep. And I mean, that was your example. I have my own examples. Mine aren't as outwardly evident, but they would still come out. And so you have, actually, your story is coming into our story, and my story is coming into our story. So we have all these unmetabolized pain, and one quote that we really love, and I said it in another video, was pain that is not transformed. So in this case, we're kind of talking about a wife cleaning up after a husband and how that's experienced. Pain that is not transformed is transmitted. And so this particular thing, Sungshim is transmitting her pain that she experienced watching her parents and doing things not perfectly, transmitting it to me, and we could actually transmit it to our children and our church and our society and beyond. But now, this kind of me coming in and kind of like nonchalantly or like with dry sense of humor saying, what do you think, I'm your slave, is evidence that we have we've gone beyond that at this point.
Right.
Of course, there are other elements that still pop up inside, but I think now we're able to catch, this is beyond Sangshim.
Right.
You're included or I'm included in participating in causing each other pain, but there's a bigger story, or there's a story that we carry into this.
Right.
So if anything, this story is just, this is what happened today. We're being very playful because we are there. But other things, it's not so fun. It's not playful and fun in those moments. But we just want to say, pause and notice. And then something that we say, talk to Jesus about everything. Talk to Jesus about everything before you share anything.
Wow.
That could sound like a strong, captivating one, but it may be keep your thoughts captive. Talk to Jesus. Interact with God. He's like a real live presence that you can get a sense of who and what he wants you to know and how he sees the situation. And then that's how we try to live our life. And there is fruit that comes from that.
That's right. So why we decided to make this video today, as you don't need to know, but I think we are in a very painful season of transition. And I realize whenever you are experiencing some sort of real pain, the current situation, it can be marriage, it can be work, it can be your friendship, anything, that moment, really be wise and memorize it now.
Yeah.
Like growing up in Korea, memorization is a really important part of our education. The teacher used to say, if you don't understand this concept, just memorize it. It's going to be on the test. So you just have to memorize it. I'm just letting you know, just humbly memorize that when you are experiencing pain, whatever the pain, the relational pain, financial pain, and health, and whatever that you are in the state of pain, often it also brings up those unmetabolized pain from past. So what we can do is, again, that's why you need to stay close to God, talk to God, and hear what he has to say. Also share your heart and your pain with those who love you. And then that is the one simple way. But it's so easy, and yet if you're like me, you're arrogant enough that I already know, and then I know you didn't put it in practice. I know why it was so hard back then, because I know it here, but I didn't put it in practice. So I want you to really take this seriously and just find a way of engage in a conversation with God and with people who care about you today.
Interact with God, interact with Jesus, and share heart to heart with people who love you and know Jesus. And your life will change. It will be transformed. So,
Amen.
Amen. We love you. God bless you.
Okay.
We're going to say our thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Changing the world, one relationship at a time. God bless.
We love you.
Love you.
Bye.